Just thought I'd do a quick video to help people get started if you haven't already. Just with t-shirts, it's common for people to come up with an idea for a shirt, come up with a design and everything, and then go and have a look at Facebook and run an ad to it. You think, wow, this is cool, this will sell, blah, 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 and then you go check out Facebook and you can be disappointed. The proper way to come up with a shirt idea or to explore an idea is to first go into Facebook and see if you can target the people that you're trying to create the shirt for. There's no point having the best shirt idea in the world if there's only 100 people, in your target audience, and you can't even target them through Facebook. So the best way to go about finding out whether a niche is targetable is to go into your ads manager. So ads manager across here, click into that. I'll pull up our Think Media account. This shows all about active campaigns, but we just go and have a look and create a dummy ad, basically. Yeah, we always do page post engagement these days. We can look at other options later, but we'll just pull up a random page we've got and a random post. Like when you actually go to create your ad for real, this is going to be the page that you've got the ad on, and also the post you've created with your shirt. But the main reason why we're doing this here is to have a look at what audience is available. So we come down to this section here, audience, and now we can plug in all of the the people we think will be interested. So we've done some shirts in bowling, 10-pin bowling in the United States. So just to see what audience is available, if I was coming in here from scratch and going, okay, I'm thinking about doing a bowling shirt, obviously the United States is a better place to target because of the population. There's more chance we're going to sell, more shirts there. So we'll put in United States as the location. Age, not really necessary yet. If we're going to target, women or men specifically, like if the shirt's going to be the message is more targeted to men, then we might choose men. Okay, and then there's so many different options for targeting. In here you can do like work, so job titles, so you can choose nurses and things like that. You could choose people that work for certain companies. You can choose education levels, what they studied, so many different things, but generally when you're starting out, you base all of your shirts and your targeting on interests. So because I'm looking at bowling, I will just type maybe 10-pin bowling, because I'm not sure what that other bowling thing is. 10-pin bowling. Now you can see here 1,072,109 people all up on Facebook like pages related to 10-pin bowling. So if I go and select that now, on the right here, it starts showing me the potential reach for this ad based on the parameters I put in. So based on the US, male audience, 13 and older, I've got 158,000 potential people that will see an ad targeted to them. Now, obviously, if I go and change this to 25, and generally we don't target shirts at people less than 21, so, obviously they're probably not going to have money at that point, that's up to you. You can try it. We never do. Usually we start at 21 to 25 and we'll go up to whatever the age bracket is. We'll have a look at this later as to, we'll show you ways to work out before you set your ad up what the age, typical age group of people you're targeting is. But just say we went men 25 to, say 55, if you think that 55 is a good cutoff where someone might be bowling, might be on Facebook, might be willing to buy the shirt that you're, with the message you've got. So then we go and do that. And now you can see 104,000 people. So before, when we just said 13 and older, I think we had 158. Now we've gone men 25 to 55, 104,000 people. Just as a general rule, you can target people in a niche as low as like 5,000 and successfully sell shirts into there. Like you might only sell 20, 30, 40 shirts, but you might sell a few more depending on how passionate that niche is. Realistically, though, you'd probably want to have at least 10,000 people in your target market if you're going to spend some time designing a shirt and running ads to it and things like that. And then, so 10,000 is a minimum. If you start having audiences of 80,000 to 100,000, that's probably where a lot of people start. and that's where you can get your campaigns to start selling a couple of hundred shirts. And if you go bigger, the problem with going bigger, like you don't want to have 1 million people in your audience, because then you're sort of just targeting the masses, and the cost of you putting ads in front of those people is going to be high, meaning that your return on investment for each shirt you sell will probably be lower. Again, the trick with selling shirts and doing it profitably is having a targeted group of people that you're going after with a very specific message. Now, if that message applies to 100,000 people and they're all passionate about it, then that's great, because you're going to start selling, hundreds of shirts, maybe even thousands of shirts. But yeah, you don't want to, it's not all, okay, let's do this audience because there's 1 million people in it. Because if it's 1 million people that aren't necessarily going to buy a shirt, you're going to waste your ad money, yeah? So again, just to recap, general rule, look at least a minimum of 10,000 people in your audience, up to about 100 or maybe 200,000 people, but you've got to be sure when you get up to those numbers of 100,000 to 200 that they're more than likely going to buy a shirt. Otherwise, you're going to be putting ads in front of a lot of people and spending a lot of money at people that aren't necessarily going to buy. Just one other quick thing in here as far as interest goes. So we've just put in one interest. We can go and put in a whole heap of other interests. So let's keep typing 10 pin without the dash, and we get bowler 10 pin. So we could add that. Okay, now this is basically saying, instead of saying someone that likes that's a 10 pin bowler and likes 10 pin bowling, this is like an or statement. So it's like, okay, this person shows interest in bowler 10 pin or 10 pin bowling. So it'll actually make your audience larger. I think so we can put bowling ball in here. 620,000 people all up, but then there's only, so that's just added maybe 60,000 people to our audience based on, 25 to 55-year-old men who like 10-pin bowling or bowler or bowling ball, like pages related to that sort of stuff. So, it can help to get a larger audience when you start doing multiple interests. The problem with that, though, is if you put too many interests in, then you're not going to really know which group of people are buying your shirts. Whereas if you set up 3 different ads with one interest in each, you could track which ad was getting sales and then which group of people are more likely to buy. You might get lucky and find that people in all 3 categories buy. People that express interest in bowler, 10-pin, bowling ball, and 10-pin bowling all like the shirt and all decide to buy it, which would be brilliant. But you might find that given the type of shirt you design, that people that express a lot interest in bowler 10-pin are more likely to buy the shirt than bowling ball or 10-pin bowling. We'll go more into targeting and stuff like that in future videos, but I just want to get this out quickly because it really is, the starting point, I guess, to coming up with a shirt idea. Obviously, you need to have a niche in mind, but then you need to come into Ads Manager, have a look at that niche, find some interests that, that are related to that niche, and make sure that there's enough potential reach here to make it worthwhile designing a shirt for those people. I think that's about it for now. We'll cover all this stuff in terms of budgets and stuff like that in a later video, because really, once you've done this and you've got enough people, then you're going to go away and look at designing a shirt, and then you're going to come back in and do the proper ad setup, which we'll cover in another video. So I hope that helps everyone out a little bit, and if you have any questions, post them and we'll get right back to you. Take it easy.